there, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Brian Nichols Show, where, yes, we are here to help libertarians sell liberty and their ideas without sounding like complete dorks. Because, let's be real, nobody wants to listen to a lecture. And today, we're talking about something that's been making headlines everywhere, and that is Bitcoin officially hitting $100,000. Yes, you heard that right, 100K. Now, whether you're a crypto enthusiast or someone who still thinks that Bitcoin is just magic internet money, this milestone is a huge deal. But here's the question we're going to tackle today. What does this mean for individual liberty and financial independence? Namely, is this just a win for the crypto bros, or is this a step toward a freer, more decentralized world? Stick around, because we're going to break it all down in plain English. No nerdy jargon, I promise. So let's start off here. Why Bitcoin matters. So to start, let's answer this obvious question. Why does Bitcoin hitting 100K even matter? And I mean, sure, it's great for anyone who bought in early and is now rolling in a big old pile of cash like Scrooge McDuck. But the real story here isn't just about making money. It's about what this says about our current financial system. Because here's the deal. People are losing trust in fiat currencies. And can you blame them? Central banks are printing money like it's going out of style. Inflation is eating away at your savings. I mean, look at eggs. Eggs cost as much as a steak dinner used to. And every time the government screws up the economy, which feels like every other week, they just print more money and kick the can down the road. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is different. It's not controlled by any government or central bank. There's a fixed supply. I believe it's somewhere around 21 million coins. And that's it. No one can just decide to print more Bitcoin because they feel like it. And that makes it a hedge against inflation and government overreach. So think of it more as a digital gold, but way more practical because you don't have to lug around heavy bars of metal. And here's why this matters. Especially now more than ever, when people see their dollars losing value year after year, they start looking for alternatives. And with Bitcoin hitting 100K, this isn't just about hype. This is a signal that people are waking up to the very flaws in our current system and are looking for something better. All right, let's go to our second piece here. Cryptocurrency as a tool for liberty. Now, let's talk about why Bitcoin isn't just cool. It's actually a revolutionary tool when it comes to liberty and financial independence. First off, Bitcoin puts power back in the hands of the people, in your hands. Think about how traditional banking works. Your money is sitting in a bank account that can be frozen at any time if some bureaucrat decides you've done something wrong, or if they just make a mistake. Whereas with Bitcoin, you're your own bank. You control your funds. No one can freeze your account or tell you how to spend your money. And this isn't just theory. This is happening right now in places where people need it most. And just look south of us. Take Venezuela, for example. Their currency is basically monopoly money at this point, thanks to hyperinflation. And people there are using Bitcoin to protect their savings and buy basic necessities because their government has completely failed them. Or look at countries where authoritarian regimes where banks are used as tools of control. Think of places like China or Iran where governments monitor every transaction and then use that data to crack down on dissent. Bitcoin offers an escape hatch, a way for people to operate outside of this oppressive system and maintain some semblance of freedom. But it's not just about escaping bad governments. It's also about creating opportunities where traditional systems fall short. Think about the billions of people around the world who don't have access to banks. I mean, maybe they live in rural areas where banks don't exist, or maybe they don't have the paperwork needed to open an account. With Bitcoin, all you need is a smartphone and an internet connection, and then suddenly these people can all participate in a global economy, saving money, sending payments, and starting businesses, all without needing permission from anyone. And this is why Bitcoin isn't just some tech fad. It's a tool for liberty. It gives individuals control over their own financial destiny, no matter where they live or what their government is doing. And let's go to our third piece here, the challenges ahead, because there's absolutely challenges ahead. And if Bitcoin is so amazing, I guess the main question a lot of you are probably asking is, well, why isn't everybody on board yet? Well, let's talk about these challenges and how we can address them without falling into the trap of big government solutions. First up, energy consumption. And this is probably something you've heard critics say about Bitcoin because it mines and uses more, or you have to mine it in order to actually get Bitcoin. It uses more electricity than some small countries. And they're not entirely wrong, but here's the thing. The market's already working on this problem. Miners are incentivized to find cheaper and cleaner energy sources because electricity costs eat into their profits. That's why you're seeing more mining operations move forward and going towards renewable energy or setting up shop near hydroelectric dams or geothermal plants. The second big criticism is volatility. One day, where we are today, Bitcoin is worth 100K. The next day, it could drop to 80K. And that kind of unpredictability makes some people nervous, and that's fair enough. But here's a different perspective, right? Volatility isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just part of how the free market works. So over time, as adoption grows and markets mature, we'll likely see less wild price swings. Now let's talk about what I do think is a big threat here to Bitcoin, and that is government crackdowns. As Bitcoin becomes more popular and more threatening to the traditional financial systems, you can absolutely bet that governments will try to regulate it into oblivion. And we've already seen attempts at this in places like China and India, where governments are already banning or heavily restricting crypto trading. And here in the United States, there are constant rumblings about new regulations, whether it's about taxing crypto gains into oblivion or forcing exchanges to collect invasive amounts of personal data on users. This is where we need to be vigilant as advocates for liberty. The beauty of Bitcoin is in its decentralization. It doesn't need permission from governments or banks to work, but heavy-handed regulations could stifle innovation and make it harder for ordinary people to use. And the good news, believe it or not, there is good news. People are fighting back. Not with protests or lawsuits, but by just building better tools that make regulation harder to enforce. Privacy-focused wallets, decentralized exchanges, and other innovations are making it easier than ever for people to use crypto without jumping through bureaucratic hoops. So what does Bitcoin hitting 100K mean for financial freedom? Well, it means people are waking up and they're realizing that our current system is broken and looking for alternatives. And right now, they're actually looking for alternatives that respect individual liberty. That's a win-win. But here's the thing. This isn't just about celebrating a big shiny number on the top of the chart. It's about what comes next. And if we want Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency to truly fulfill their potential as tools for liberty, we need to stay informed. We need to stay engaged. And that means educating ourselves about how these systems work, pushing back against bad regulations, and supporting innovations that make crypto more accessible and more resilient. So here's my challenge to you. If you haven't already dipped your toes into the world of crypto, guys, now is the time to start learning. Not just because it might make you some money, but also because this represents something way bigger. This is freedom from centralized control. All right, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for tuning in. If you found today's relatively concise episode helpful, or if you think I'm totally off base, either way, shoot me an email at brian@briannicholsshow.com or hit me up on social media. You can find me at @bnicholsliberty. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I guess with that, until next time, keep selling liberty by meeting people where they're at on the issues they care about. And remember, you don't gotta sound like a nerd to help change hearts and minds. This is Brian Nichols signing off. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to The Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.
Hey folks, I want to take a moment to talk about something that has truly changed my life, and that is Cardio Miracle, our incredible studio sponsor. Now, I'll be honest, when I first heard about Cardio Miracle and their claims about improving heart health, I was skeptical. But after using it for just about 2 months, I was absolutely blown away by the results. First, my blood pressure went from being consistently around 140/90 to a much more healthier and manageable 120/80, and my resting heart rate dropped from the low 70s to the high 50s, and I couldn't believe it. But the benefits didn't stop there. I started sleeping better, and I felt more energized at the gym, and my heart felt the best it's felt in years. And it's not just me. Hundreds of you, our amazing listeners, have reached out to share your own incredible experiences with Cardio Miracle. So, what is Cardio Miracle, and how does it work? It's a carefully crafted supplement that harnesses the power of nitric oxide to support optimal heart function. So, by increasing nitric oxide levels in your blood, Cardio Miracle helps relax your blood vessels, improve circulation, and it protects your heart from damage. It's like giving your heart the support it needs to function at its best. And here's the best part. We've got an exclusive offer just for you, our loyal listeners here at The Brian Nichols Show. When you head over to cardiomiracle.com and use code TBNS at checkout, you'll get an extra 15% discount on your order. Plus, with their 100% money-back guarantee, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So, if you're ready to take control of your heart health and experience the life-changing benefits of Cardio Miracle for yourself, just click the link in the show notes or video description. Trust me, your heart will thank you. And don't wait another day to prioritize your health. Join the tens of thousands of folks who have already discovered the Cardio Miracle difference. Head to cardiomiracle.com now and use code TBNS for 15% off your order. Your journey to a happier and healthier heart starts today. And now, let's get back to the show.